Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Powertime Practice here at Pillai Center. It is Saturday, September 19th, 2020. My name is Sucharita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. And whoa, we have been on quite a mystical, magical rocket ship ride with Dr. Pillai's teachings, his grace, his blessings. As we've come out of the power time in the past couple of weeks, the fortnight of the ancestors, Mahalaya, and thank you so much for participating in the daily calls where we were honoring the ancestors with Tarpanum, and we've heard so many good things about your experiences, and we've heard that many people have joined the year-long program to honor the ancestors, and that's what we're here to do, to get as many blessings as possible to help us to navigate this world that we live in now through these ancient teachings that are awakening inside of us so that we can apply it to this 21st century life. And so with the grace and ease of Dr. Pillai and everyone here at Pillai Center and all of you who continue to join and find out about what we need to do and how we need to be in relation to our lives, as far as our relationships go, our finances go, our spiritual path, our health, our well-being. So getting the blessings of the ancestors was really, really important, and you're welcome to watch those recordings that are on Pillai Center Practice YouTube, and I believe it's called Mahalaya 2020 Ancestor Blessings. Really powerful calls that now you have the tool, the offering of the daily Tarpanam. I hope that you're integrating that into your everyday life because you will feel that the ancestors are going to respond positively with you with that simple technique. So now what's going on? So now that we've got blessings from the ancestors, the cosmic event that is happening this week is going to be setting the stage for the next 18 months. So just look back 18 months ago. What was a significant shift in your life that happened? Maybe you moved. Maybe you had a death in the family. Maybe you had some loss of some kind, or maybe you had some beautiful experience. Maybe you found that you found out how to heal your body. You had a healing in your life. So there are certain things that this transit of Rahu and Ketu will do for us. As Dr. Pillai shares, there is another important transit, one that takes place in 18 months, once in 18 months. So every 18 months. It sets the stage for us to have some out of the box thinking, all of a sudden our life changes, it moves in a different direction, or we change internally and we think, wow, there's got to be a deeper meaning to my life. So this transit of the shadow planets, as Dr. Pillai coins Rahu and Ketu, in Vedic astrology, these planets are Rahu-Ketu. The mythology of Vedic astrology, they are snakes that create a significant impact in the lives of people. So whenever we hear about snakes, it's kind of scary, and it makes us to feel like we're going to be kind of snaky. So it can be like that. However, in 2020, Rahu-Ketu transit is, the theme is to be ambitious and achieve your goals. So Rahu-Ketu are about to change the signs on September 23rd and create significant changes in life. So these planets are indicators of past life karmas and play a significant role in shaping your present life situations. So remember, karma is your thinking. It is what you think. When you think thoughts, it is something that is impacted by your ancestors, as we talked about, and you experience that as well in the past couple of weeks. And it is also a planetary influence. So there's a cosmic event that Rahu and Ketu are playing out in the ether, in the cosmos, in the space. And why they are doing that is to wake us up, to wake up the Kundalini energy, because they're going to be delivering some past life payback. Is fabulous, or payback can be, well, fill in the blank. So this transit until April 12th, 2022, Rahu is going to be moving into Taurus, which is a Venus-ruled sign, and it acquires the traits of Venus. So wherever Rahu is and Ketu are, the planetary ruler in that sign is going to be impacted, and Rahu is going to act like that planet, and Ketu is going to act like the planet in Scorpio, which is the opposite. So Rahu and Ketu's placement in the charts are always 7 signs away from each other. So they're in the opposite positions. So Taurus is ruled by Venus, and this combination of Venus-Rahu energy will boost your creativity and help you find innovative ways or thinking out of the box ways to attract abundance, because Venus is all about comforts and happiness and joy and romance and good food and cars and houses. And so you might be like, you really want to do that. You really want to experience that. So Rahu coming into our lifetime at this point in time, being aligned with Venus energy in the sign of Taurus, is all about your finances and how you're going to fix it. And you're going to do it in a way that's going to be very unique or maybe innovative or creative. And it makes sense right now, because look what's happening in the world. Some people have lost their jobs. Some people are really struggling financially. So we've got to get this Rahu energy that is so like obsessive. It won't let up. So it's really going to go after money. It's really going to go after how to create ways to maybe go online, do online business, create innovative ways to present yourself, to problem solve, to be promoted. Because Rahu is all about this, I'm here and hello. And so people might be looking at you in a way that you're not really used to or comfortable with, because you're on a spiritual path and you're bringing in that spiritual energy into your everyday life. So you might, explore unusual things, like you might be working with foreigners, or you might be working online and you're working with people around the globe and people who are different from your culture, your tradition, or have different ideas than you do, or have a lot of innovation, and you're like, hey, this is who I want to hang out with. So a lot of creativity. And also Rahu with Venus wants you to have a good time, and not a good time in the sense that maybe you will be, well, I shouldn't say not in a good time. You could be attracted to things like partying too much, maybe, getting into things that you could get addicted to, like sugar, too much sweets, because that's Venus as well. So be careful, watch your speech, and, watch what you're eating, and then also what you're doing with your money, because a lot of money could come all of a sudden. So this is an energy that's all of a sudden, and it could be good or not so good. So we want to give you a heads up, and that you will be able to navigate what it is that you're doing in your everyday life. So again, Taurus is a sign where it's a second natural sign of the zodiac. So it's a second house, and it's all about your speech. It's all about your education. It's all about money, finances. It's family as well. It's about you navigating on this earth plane. Taurus is like the bull, and it wants you to, be steady on all fours. It doesn't want you to be tiptoeing. It wants you to be really steady in your life and moving towards your goals and creating the life that you want. So instead of, going in directions where everyone else is, with whatever is going on with COVID and what our new normal is, and there's so much confusion and, elections and riots and all kinds of things going on, natural calamities. People are really struggling with that, already in isolation, and then how to navigate to be in a safe place. So this is what Rahu will do, is this energy will just say, hey, you want to be not going down the path of destruction. You want to be navigating away from that and, developing sweet speech, developing your education, thinking out of the box, coming up with ideas or ways, or maybe you get advice from people who will help you to do that. They will help you to bring you back to your a better financial state of being, or the way you're speaking to others, your family members. Maybe it will be showing you this delivery of your karma from previous lifetimes where it's right in your face. And then you've got to pray to Rahu and the overlord, the goddess Durga, who removes suffering. Durga removes dukkha. Dukkha is suffering. So this Durga energy, she's the goddess that has all these weapons in her hands, and she's just got a smile on her face, and then she goes about and removes ignorance. She removes anything that is painful, such as emotional pain, physical pain, mental pain, spiritual pain even. So Rahu is a tricky energy. It's the north node of the moon. The moon represents the mind. And so what our mind is going to be always looking towards is how to find a way to communicate effectively, to be seen, to be heard, and in a way that is going to be very sweet. And it's going to be a win-win situation for everyone if you're on the positive side of Rahu. If you are finding yourself being confused and you are more depressed than ever, and you're getting into conspiracy theories, and because Rahu also rules the internet, and so Rahu can take you down a rabbit hole where you may be attracted to things that people are doing, and then that upsets you even more. So if you're here at Fly Center, you're in a good place, because we are going to go and we're going to work towards the positive, as we always do, to uplift you, to raise your vibration, so align yourself with all the positive aspects of Rahu and Ketu. So at the same time as Rahu is going to help you to find innovative ways to attract abundance in your life, it also helps you to be ambitious and improve your versatility, to build wealth consciousness and build opportunities, or create opportunities, and blow everything up that you've known about yourself and it's just not working anymore. So we've got to find a way out. So he's a tricky energy, but he's also got the Venus energy. So he will help you to do it with grace and fun, and move in a direction that everyone's going to win, if you're on the good side of Rahu. So at the same time, Ketu is going to be moving into Mars-ruled Scorpio, and it mimics Mars. So Mars, as we know, is a warrior planet. The planet Mars is fire, and fire is war. So even in the other traditions, Aries is also ruled by Mars, and he's associated with being a god of war. So war in the sense of, well, it can be in the world, in the cosmic scheme of things, it can be pumping a lot of energy into the earth plane that can be misused and create a lot of fiery conversation, for one, between people, and then also end up being warlike situations. God hope let's not have that happening. So what happens with Ketu is that as Mars bestows determination and in-depth knowledge to find solutions to all problems, as well as war, this is the flip side or the good side of it, you can find a way out, because you have to have courage, and you have to be a spiritual warrior. You have to have that energy to stand up and have the highest self-esteem and have that drive, that willpower to even go beyond whatever is happening in the world around us. But it will help you to find a way out, to wiggle around there and find a way to sort out your problems, find solutions to your problems, and then progress in areas of focus and grow spiritually. So Ketu is this energy. It's the south node of the moon. So it's also associated with your mind. So if you think going in the direction, southerly direction, you are more relaxed. Just look at, if you're here in Canada and you want to go south, you can go south to Florida, you can go south to California where it's sunny and nice. You're going to relax, you're going to get away from all the cold and the ways of living in the north, which is more energetic and productive. And not that you're not being productive down south, but in those sunny places, it's more of a relax. You can go to the beach. We can't go to the beach here. Well, we can, but not the beaches like it is down south. So that's just, a way of looking at the situation with Ketu. It wants you to detach. It wants you to kind of be more relaxed from, oh my God, I got to figure all this out. I got to do it on my own. It takes so much energy. Ketu has, he's like this tail of the snake where he's just kind of wiggling around and he's trying to wiggle a way out. And he helps you to go internally then and do your spiritual practices so that you're listening to your intuition. You are perceiving your situation in a way that is going to help you to stay really steady in Mars ruled Scorpio. Scorpio is the natural 8th sign or 8th house of the zodiac, which is all about transformation. It's all about death as well. So you might die off to your old way of being, let go of all those thoughts the thought patterns or behavioral ways of being that led you in a path that it just wasn't fulfilling or rewarding, or maybe it was just superficial. So you want to go more in depth. So without the head of the snake, Ketu is like, he's just going to wiggle around and he's going to help you to, not think so much about and rationalize so much about your situation, as he's going to be showing you internally to that gut feeling of, hey, this is where I'm supposed to be. So it will help you to enhance your spiritual qualities. Maybe you will participate in more, put a practice into your everyday life, and then maybe participate in something that is going to help you to feel more connected to your evolution versus just trying to like figure it all out. And, so you're going to have to really die off to your old way of being without dying physically. You might feel like, oh my God, I'm emotionally distraught, in distress. And sometimes it takes us to get to that point so that we will be like, okay, I have to stop here. I have to really think about what it is that I'm doing and then make the choices that are going to help me to completely transform my life. So those kinds of ideas will come to you because it's in Mars ruled sign, and Mars is all about me. It's all about the warrior inside of you that says, I cannot keep fighting in life to survive. I need to think clearly. I need to get to the bottom of who I am, which is the soul. The soul is the highest intelligence. So it's going to help you to dig deep and also to be kind of quiet in your ability to navigate tricky situations. And if you don't keep quiet and you kind of like see, oh, there's a way out there. If you start to find yourself in situations where you're fighting, then you're on the flip side of Mars, and Ketu will really be tricky because you kind of lose your head about it. And you'll just be like, whoa, that just was not me. I don't know why I said that or did that. But then it's not a way, it's not an easy thing to get out of once we've said something or done something that isn't, that we need to do some corrections about. So, and we may not be aware of it. So this is a sign where it's hidden. It's hidden qualities, occult teaching. So it could be bringing you to understand how important it is to find out about Vedic astrology. Maybe you'll start to study it a little bit. So these are occult teachings. Maybe you'll come and participate in more of the services that are offered through Pillai Center or Ashraved. Maybe you'll fall in love with Dr. Pillai's teachings or more deeply in love with them, because they are the teachings that are like the torchlight. They're the light that will light up the way you've been, show you the way you've been, and then enlighten your load. So Ketu is all about things that will help you detach. You will detach from anything that isn't serving you. So that might be something that you'll navigate. Maybe you'll be interested in some courses at Ply Center Academy or spiritual courses in general. Or you'll look at your life and see, with respect to relationships or respect to health or your job or your career or your profession, what do I want to detach from? What is it that I'm attached to this relationship or this way of being in relationship? So you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can find a way out as opposed to, reacting to whatever anyone is saying and then getting emotionally charged. And then you get caught up in all that. And then it's just like, oh my God, I just want this to be something else. And then so Ketu will help you to energetically be detached so that you can, instead of reacting, so you're acting again and again and again. That's what reacting is that you will respond. You will be like, okay, so somebody was really snappy and snaky and biting and, because that's what you'll feel too on the negative side. And maybe you'll experience that in different aspects of your life that is hidden from you. So you'll have hidden enemies and they come out of nowhere. And then they are like they're bickering and fighting, or they're making stuff up about you, or you're making stuff up about them, or maybe things like that are inside of us that we're so not happy about, like jealousy. Oh, that's a hidden enemy. So we can detach from those kinds of things that we haven't been able to detach from. So the things meaning the emotions, and it really is a thing, because what is the cure for it? What is the cure for envy? What is the cure for not being satisfied ever? You just want more and more and more and more, or you're hypercritical. So these are hidden enemies that it's all about you. It's all about the person. It's not about what's going on in this situation. It's how you keep acting again and again the same way. So Ketu in the house of transformation, the sign of transformation, ruled by Mars, will make you to feel that high self-esteem, spiritual warrior. So you won't necessarily be engaging yourselves in conversations that you just know are going to go sideways, or they're going to be mistaken. And you may be mistaken as well, because like hidden enemies, they will just take your words and twist it around, or take the situation and twist it around. So it's a highly manipulative sign because it's all hidden. It's occult. Occult means hidden, and it's tricky to navigate. So that's why we want to be really aware of what the transit is doing for us. So if you are interested, you can get a live astrology consultation with one of the astrologers. There are services that are offered through Apply Center and AstroVed. As per your preference, you can go check them out. There's always good deals going on, because Dr. Ply says, you know what, this is COVID time. We've got to give these people a break. So this is a really great time to participate, because the price points are, you have these sales going on. So, and then in the next 18 months, you will know where these two planetary influences that are hidden. They're not planets. You can't see them. So it's an energy that's hidden, and they're going to deliver karma for 18 months. And then every 18 months, you're going to be learning the lessons of what Rahu and Ketu are coming to tell you about. So with Ketu and Rahu, they're going to help you to be ambitious, to stay focused on what you aspire or what you're moving towards, and then materializing your goals. So Ketu is really spiritual, although both are spiritual. Rahu and Ketu are spiritual. Ketu is more going to help you to be steady internally and detach from all the mosh pit of things that are going on. That, yes, it is going on, and it's not that you're going to be, uncompassionate, or you're not going to be sensitive to. It's just that you're going to be able to detach yourself from all the drama. And then know that, hey, I got to focus on my inner strength and my inner peace and calm, so that when I'm navigating the everyday life, people having conversations, families bickering and fighting, maybe you've lost your job and then you are, having to, apply for many, many jobs. So you're having to put in so many applications. Maybe Ketu will help you to find a way out spiritually. It will just be putting you in the right place at the right time. And you're all, whoa, how did that happen? I didn't think this would ever happen. So that's why we want to honor these planetary influences that are energetically, can be emotionally charging for us as well. So we can be like, oh my God, I just can't believe this is happening. And then you get caught up in all of that. And that's a waste of energy. And it's you find yourself, oh my goodness, I'm complaining so much. I need to detach from that. I need to stop being hypercritical or jealous or envious or whatever those sneaky, tricky emotions, those hidden enemies inside of us are. And we're looking out and saying, no, it's them that's jealous, or it's them, that person is envious. When really it's you yourself, because everything that's you see outside is a reflection of inside. So whatever you're going to grab onto, that is just showing you, karmically speaking, you've got to rise above all that. You've got to see it, for one, and then you got to take responsibility instead of reacting all the time. So you're going to respond. It's the ability to respond is a responsibility. And how you're going to do that is through the help of Rahu and Ketu energies. So Rahu really wants you to grab on to material comforts and have everything and sort out your finances. And Ketu will bring these surprising, ways of coming in and saving the day, or helping you to get out of tricky situations that you haven't been able to shake. So just look back as I'm sharing with you, just look back 18 months ago and then 18 years ago. So just look back and track back every 18 months and then approximately every 18 years. And that's how you will know that at 18 years from this point, as it's transiting into a new couple of signs, Taurus for Rahu, and then Ketu is a Scorpio, as mentioned. And then look back 18 months ago and 18 years ago. So who were you 18 months ago? What did you just come through 18 months ago? Who are you now? And then who are you going to be in 18 months from now? And track that. So look back to 18 years ago and see what age you were and what was going on. And if there was some significant, and it's usually charged with an emotional event in your life. So it can be a good thing. It could be, hey, you got out, you got to move to a different country, or you got to move into a different role in your life, or maybe you got married or maybe you got divorced. So something to do with your emotions that detached you from something, and also something that you manifested out of nowhere. So that's Ketu and Rahu. So you can just do a little walk down memory lane and then backtrack it even 18 years before that, 18 years before that, 18 years before that. And so then when you go to the Vedic astrology and you ask, hey, what's going to happen with my Rahu-Ketu transit, they will break it down. And they will say to you, all right, so be careful about this situation, because remember 18 years ago when they were in the same position, this is what happened to you. So that's how we know that we're growing, evolving, we're learning the lessons of life, we're bringing our attentional energy, aligning it with the cosmic energy now, because that's what Dr. Ply's teachings are all about, being in the right place, right time, thinking, saying, and doing the right thing. And then life is grace and ease. You have challenges, but then you have the focus and you know how to wiggle your way out. So that's why they're karmic planets, because you will feel the karma in 18 months. It's not like some of the other planets, they transit every few months, or they transit once a month, like the sun and the moon is transiting every day. So you can change quickly all the time. But Rahu and Ketu are going to be really digging in to your body, mind, and soul, and showing you in your life this, whether you like it or not, is going to be like, hello, here's your karma. And did you learn from who you were 18 years ago? and who were you 18 months ago. So this is, and then who do you want to be in the 18 months ahead? And then that's where the Vedic astrologer will come in and say, yep, you see who you were. And then you see, oh, I've evolved to this point. 18 months ago, I was this, and I'm ready for moving forward. So it's going to be all about educating yourself and moving towards correcting your finances, finding creative ways out, detaching from negativity, and then also going deep within yourself and finding out that you might be interested in things like astrology or any occult teachings. So you got to be careful though, because you always want to be working on the good side of things. Well, you could be, dabbling down rabbit holes that take you into dark places, which Rahu and Ketu will do, only for you to find a way out of that. And then you learn from that, because maybe in previous lifetimes you were, working on the dark side of things, and you just have to come and clean that up. But most of us know in lifetimes that we were, and we definitely don't want to go down that path. So you've got to really be careful with the internet, because it can look like that's a good thing, but you got to go intuitively, and your gut is going to tell you without thinking too much. So you're going to move towards what to expect from Rahu in Taurus and Ketu in Scorpio. So Rahu, again, in this fixed earthly sign or earthy sign, is for material wealth, and Taurus signifies what we value. So look at your family life, or look at your relationships with your siblings, your parents, your grandparents, so your extended family, your relatives, and find out what your values are. If it has been bickering and fighting and issues around finances, why do some family members have a lot of money and others don't? Or why are some family members or relatives investing wisely and others are really struggling? Or it could be that a long lost family member, meaning they've distanced themselves, or you've distanced yourself from your family. You may reconnect and you may work something out. So on the positive side, it's going to be bringing in a lot of devotional energy, love, unconditional love for that kind of situation to be healed. It's also going to be related to speech and material assets, as we mentioned already. So it's a lot of creative energy too. So we're going to find creative ways to manifest our reality. And then Rahu can be all about extravagance, like, hey, here I am. So you might be like, you got to be pulling in the reins a little bit, because you might be going, oh, I really love that house. I really love that car. I really love all the luxuries. But your bank balance or the income that is coming in from your job or your business or your career, you got to be thinking about, okay, my future as well. Am I going to be able to sustain that kind of wealth or comforts in life? So it'll help you to rein it in and make sure that you're looking at your situation. So getting a financial advisor would be very, very good for you to do. I don't want to say conservative, but Rahu's going to make you to like, hey, sky's the limit. Let's really go out there and do it. So just be careful about that energy. So it also helps with mass communication, internet. So you can be, maybe you discover that I'm going to write a blog, and all of a sudden people are attracted to your writing, and then it opens up doors for you to make more money and multiple streams of income, and all those other things can be happening as well. So you got to prepare yourself, because that's what it'll do. Just like the innovation. Whoa. So prepare yourself by praying to Rahu and the overlord Durga, and they will help to empower you to, avoid situations that are tricky and get the right people to support you. And also get educated. You do some online education about how to work with internet business and so on. It will want you to do that. That's what Rahu will want everybody to do. And it makes sense, because we don't even know what's going to happen with this situation with COVID and what the new normal is going to be. So Rahu is also shown as, or known as, in some scriptures, as being exalted in this sign. So whenever there's an exaltation of a planet or planetary influence in its own sign, so 18 months, it means that it's going to really rock the world, or rock your world, in a good way or a not so good way. So let's get on the good side of it, and then really good things will happen. Positive things will happen. So Rahu feels stable. Again, that's Taurus is this represented by the bull. So it's got the 4 legs and on the ground, and it's solid. It's like you see in on Wall Street, the bull is there, and it's bull market. So bull market is awesome. You're really going for it. So maybe we're gonna see in the world that the financial or economic scene is going to change, and people are going to be investing wisely, or have strong earthy like investments. So internet can also be the wave of investing. So the wave of the future investing. So to create this stability now with this really innovative, creative energy, and get a hold of your finances, and then look towards how you want to invest in your future. So having the Vedic astrology, you can get a written report as well of Rahu-Ketu transit. You can participate in fire labs or things that are being done on your behalf in India, and then that is going to awaken that energy inside of you even more, because it gets you fired up. Your neurons fire. So at the level of the soul, this is all this spiritual technology or occult technology, where Ketu is exalted in Scorpio, meaning it's going to really help you to understand and feel and experience this occult, these hidden teachings. So it's the soul, it needs to be taught, and we don't know how to teach the soul. It's not out there in books. It has to come from a Satguru, such as Dr. Pillai, who says, okay, do this at this point in time, and then you will feel it. Just like the last couple of weeks, we were digging into the practice of connecting with the ancestors and really feeling it. It's not just something that, oh, well, you can read about and, that's interesting. You're really feeling them. So this hidden energy is going to help you to really connect with your inner world, and then you feel your soul come alive. You feel the expansion of spiritual energy guiding you, and then pushing away or carving out this energy, this power, this force that you have. And it's a force to be reckoned with. Like, no one can knock you off. You'll be like solid, like a mountain, an unshakable mountain, this mountain of faith and positivity. And it will be like, people will be like, how are you doing that? So it will be hidden from them. So you will be, really navigating. People say, I want to know what my soul's purpose is. Well, your soul is very practical. It wants you to do stuff that is going to be creating an exalted state of being. So joy and happiness, having everything that you need, connecting with your family in a way that you haven't been able to. So finding hidden ways to heal relationships. So there's going to be a lot of healing energy. So not only the relationships or the way you're thinking, but also the way you're being. And then so you won't have that uneasiness with people. You won't have that. Fear is one of the things on the negative side of Rahu-Ketu, fear, anxiety. So that'll just be crushed. And you'll feel instead the love, unconditional love of the divine coming through. And it will just go and clean up all your interpersonal problems that you've been facing or issues that you've had. It will just be washed away. It will be like detached. You won't even remember the storyline. You come together and you're just like, what were we so mad at each other about? Or you will start to heal, have a conversation, and you won't feel nervous about it. You'll feel like, oh my God, this is such a relief that we're both on the same page. So when Ketu, this watery and fixed sign, secrets, mystery, transformation, as we mentioned, the occult sciences, Ketu is all about this deep understanding and this true essence of who you are, expressing yourself through your highest or best version of yourself. It's not just a cool saying, hashtag. It is your highest or divine way of coming in and mastering your life. So Rahu and Ketu also come from the past, and Ketu is about what you've mastered in previous lifetimes. Maybe you were an enlightened master and you're experiencing that now, but it's somehow you're not able to express it in your everyday life because you're not on a mountain teaching your students or your devotees. You're in your everyday life. So you can feel a little bit out of sorts, or you can be perceived as a know-it-all and you just don't like that, but you do know it all. So it's kind of a tricky energy where it will, if you honor Ketu, it will also help you to master everyday life as if it is a teaching. So just mastering, having a healthy outlook on life, you're being an example by who you're being versus what you feel like you need to advise people about or teach people about, or, you look at and you're hypercritical about people. So those are the hidden enemies that, turn back on yourself and kind of spoil your own way of being. With other people. So that's the tricky part. And then Rahu is all about what you've come here to really learn about and find new ways of expressing who you are. So it's what you left off doing in previous lifetimes, or maybe a significant lifetime, or even this most recent lifetime, as your soul is on a journey all the time. The only reason we come to the earth plane is to have some kind of experience. And then when we understand that these planetary influences, not necessarily planetary beings, they are going to help us to find maybe the shadow side of us. So kind of that manipulative energy that people are kind of like, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not really feeling the love. I'm seeing or experiencing something else. And then that upsets you because it's coming from a previous lifetime. So you kind of obsess about it. And so wherever Rahu and Ketu are transiting as per your moon sign or your ascendant, and then if you know nothing about Vedic astrology, that's why it's important to find out about it and have a consultation so that you can, I understand now what my past lives have been, and then how I'm going to navigate in these next 18 months of my life. And then you will do it with more grace and ease, and you'll have focus. So Ketu has the potency to get exalted. It feels comfortable revealing spiritual secrets. So hidden things again, and understanding the deeper meaning behind your spiritual practices. So you can be chanting a mantra and you can saying, nothing is happening. But now that Ketu is there in the sign of transformation, and then again, depending on where it is in your chart, it can be even more deep and meaningful for you. You'll feel the vibration. And what is that? That is the creation energy, wisdom that will be there. It's beyond the mind. And it will help you to make use of this knowledge and put it into your life so that you transform your life for the better, not someday or not in 18 months from now. You're doing it every day and you feel that transformation. You feel that energy shifting. You feel yourself wiggling out of tricky situations that you've never been able to do. So it's a really powerful transit. And then just look back to, again, 18 years ago, approximately, give or take a year. And then what was happening in your life and what happened in those 18 years, every 18 months, and then what you learned about yourself and how all that, all those experiences have made you a wiser person in your ability to seek out ways that are going to be a win-win situation for everyone? Or are you, full of regret, or are you full of all kinds of other negativity? So it's like a poison as well. So there are some fabulous Heads up, there's a great blog by Swami Nivali. She has shared about the mythology of Rahu and Ketu. So read about that. So mythology is the stories that have been there forever, and they've been passed from those who were the ancient seers who looked up in the sky. They didn't have internet. They didn't have, books or anything like that. They just looked up in the sky, and then they started to go into this deep state of meditation with the cosmos and the constellations, the star constellations, and then the stories would be there going on. So the event of Mahalaya, it was a real event for all of us, and it's going on in the cosmos. So now the event that's coming up this week, and it's going to set the stage for the next 18 months of our lives, we want to know how to navigate in the 18 months ahead. So the overlord of Rahu again is Durga, and then the overlord of Ketu is Ganesha. So we're going to have an experience now where we will be in alignment with those cosmic beings, those energies that are have been told through stories about these great warriors. So Ganesha, we know from his birthday, which was a few weeks ago, prior to Mahalaya, he is the gatekeeper of the Kundalini energy inside of us. So he opens up the gate so that energy can move up from the base of the spine, and all the chakras that are aligned on our spine, the psycho-spiritual centers, they will start to align with the cosmic energies of Ganesha, who is the preeminent one. He's number one. So he will help us to be detached, because being the overlord of Ketu, he's saying detach from what you think your reality is, what you think your karma is, because thinking is limited. It makes you to just be time-based. What we want to do is we want to get out of that stuck feeling that we're wasting time or waiting so long. Ganesha will find a way out. So he is also he's going to be really helpful during this transit of Ketu in Scorpio, the natural 8th sign of the zodiac, or 8th house of the zodiac, because Ketu is all about transformation, moving the energy up, firing us up to be something that we weren't even aware of. This is hidden inside of us. This energy is hidden inside of us. And then he will help us to move with more grace and ease, find a way out, and use Ketu to be detached from that which is no longer serving us. So it's a really exciting time. Durga is going to be this goddess energy coming in, and she's especially 9 nights of Navaratri are coming up. We are going to be kicking off at Ply Center starting October 1st to the 25th. That is going to also be covering the 9 nights of Navaratri, that we celebrate this energy and power coming from the goddesses every year at this time to fight the dark forces. And so there's going to be a lot of dark forces, more so than ever, because of the situation that we're in now. There's going to be a big election in the US at that time. So it's going to be a pretty tricky time to navigate, and it could be explosive. So having the goddess and Rahu energy is going to help you to navigate, to feel like I'm empowered, regardless of whatever is going on, or regardless of what the media is saying, or what is the truth. You are going to know your own truth, and you're going to just keep plodding along, and you are going to be paying attention to your own life and not be distracted. So we want to experience that inside of us, so that when we're looking in our lives, we will be seeing right away, not going to go down that path. And then you'll find a way out. So that's what I wanted to share about with you. So October 1st to 25th, let me finish that thought, is a time period where every day we're going to come together, just like we did during Ganesha's birthday. For 21 days, we did chanting, and then we did 14, 15 days of Mahalaya. every day we got together and we did some practices there. We're going to, for 25 days, October 1st to the 25th, or 26 days, we're going to be having a daily free call where you can come in, join YouTube, Ply Center Practice YouTube. And Dr. Ply has said, okay, give this to the people so they can feel the power and the energy of the goddess, and then feel this, their life unfolding in a beautiful way, just as the goddess energy is like the mother, the nurturer, the one who is like a fierce warrior. She is not going to let anyone come near her children. So that's what we want to experience, because we don't know how to navigate the spiritual life. We don't even know what's going to happen in our own lives with the government. What's going on with the government, what's going on with education, what's going on with the financial or economic scene. It's this big question mark, if not lots of question marks. So a lot of confusion can be avoided if we are aligned with this cosmic event, just like we were aligned with Mahalaya, we were aligned with Ganesha, his energy. So aligning with this energy and living from our soul's purpose. That's what aligning means. You're living from your soul's purpose. It's not like someday down the road. It is every moment. Then you will know, oh my God, I'm so protected. All these great things are happening to me. So we want to support you with the free services. And then there are also some services that Dr. Ply is going to be doing a 9 Nights of the Goddess teaching and initiation. So you can participate in that, or, whatever you can fit into your budget, you're going to do. According to God only knows what you can do or cannot do. So that is what is happening. If you go on to, or maybe we'll add it to this YouTube, the links that will be below, that you will see, okay, the events that are going to help to create this awakening inside of you. And then you'll be able to be with like-minded people who are also awakening to this energy at this point in time, when we need it the most. And then collectively, because we're from all around the world, maybe we'll create a network that the goddess will come in and do a lot of healing from wherever we are, and connecting the dots. It can raise the vibration. And then at least we will be navigating our way around tricky times. You don't have to be a Vedic specialist to know there's stuff that's going to be quite explosive coming up. Whether that is bomb going off, which we hope doesn't happen, but it could, or it can be a lot of the way we used to navigate in life. It's going to create a lot of, unnecessary traumas that are going on, or maybe even in your own thinking, you might even feel so confused you don't find a way out. So we want the goddess energy inside of us to wake up. Bring to more of our awareness how to think, how to feel, and connect with her right away. So you don't have to go through any moment in your life that's tricky. You just can call right away, boom, you will be there. So we're going to call on these divine beings who we talked about. And then with the grace and blessings of Dr. Ply, then you will feel it, because he truly is why you're here. At the level of the soul, you may not understand completely why, and especially if you're new and like, how did I get here? Just like all of us did at some point or another when we were introduced to these teachings. How did we get here? It's our soul saying, hey, this is a way to navigate these tricky times, these dark times, or ignorant times, or times where we're just sick and tired of being our old way. We need to transform. So maybe that you are brought to this point where transformation is a must. I cannot go and navigate life the way I have been. And this Rahu-Ketu transit, Navaratri coming up, it's going to be really empowering you versus creating a lot more confusion. So let's get into it. Closing your eyes and putting your attention internally. If you're in a space where it's noisy, or you're driving and you can pull over, that might be a better thing to do. But if you can't, some people have just listened. Make sure that you keep your eyes on the road, is all I'm saying. And then you can watch the recording. You can fast forward to the meditation when you're in a safe place. Now, if you are in a safe place and you're tired, or you feel like, oh, I'm going to drift off and, oh, geez, I'll miss it, don't worry about that, because God or Goddess only knows. And Dr. Ply may need to energetically bonk you on the head so you can get into the soul and do the psychic surgery, so that you feel the energy. And then when you come back, you might go, whoa, I don't even know where I went. I drifted off, but whoa, I feel so energized. Or you might have a cathartic release of something that is so hidden. And then this Rahu-Ketu energy, although the transit isn't happening for a couple of days, it's already been pulling you or drawing you towards something not right here. And I've got to find a way to navigate my life with more grace and ease. So Dr. Ply is going to be guiding your soul energetically, and then through the teachings that he's shared with us and the empowerments that have come from him, then you will know, oh my, I'm okay. I have the path that's lit up. I can see, and I know that I'm going to be okay. All right. So let's, however you're going to do this practice is going to be totally up to you. Even if you think, oh my God, I can't stop my thoughts. Why am I thinking this? And why am I pain in my body? Even if you think you're having the worst meditation, stick right to the very end, because that might just be all stuff coming up, gets released, and then boom, you feel it. So we want to feel something along the way. At the end, hang in there and let's see what happens. Why not, right? You've come here for some reason, and maybe that's it, that you just needed to go through some process so that you can be calmer, clearer, and then understand this connection with these divine beings who are going to be speaking to you and laying down your karma for the next 18 months. So close your eyes. Put your attention at the base of your spine. Again, you can be sitting, you can be lying down, you can be doing whatever you're doing. Just be safe. So this reddish orangish light will be pouring down your legs into your feet and toes. This reddish orangish light is associated with the consciousness of Lord Ganesha, who removes obstacles. He will help you to move the Kundalini energy through the body in places that are hidden from you. Or maybe you know about the skeletons in your closets and you just need them to be released. So this reddish orangish light will help you to do that. It's pouring down your legs, into your feet and toes, even through the soles of your feet. This reddish orangish light is going into the earth, deep into the core of the earth, where there's molten fire, purifying anything that is no longer serving you, and then energizing you. So coming back up into the earth, through the soles of the feet, up the legs, into the pelvic region. We'll connect with Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Nirvignam Kuru, kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namah Nirvignam Kuru, kuru. Now, keep that energy or attentional energy on the reddish orangish light. It's moving through your legs, moving to the earth, back up. Feel it going up and down and cleansing. And you can chant the sound gum, G-U-M, internally or out aloud. You want to feel the pounding of this energy, crushing any obstacle, diffusing anything that is making you to feel stuck or held back in life. Reddish orangish light, base of the spine and down the legs and back up and down. Gum, 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 gum. Now, we're going to enliven the Sushumna, the ray of light that shoots up the backbone, piercing the chakras, with sounds that will activate each chakra, take us through different states of consciousness, the waking, the dreaming, the sleeping states, and then the fourth state, which is beyond the beyond. So you may feel like you're disappearing. Base of the spine. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest. Move up to the throat, clear the throat. Move up to the middle of the brain, third eye. Om float back down to the base of the spine and the legs. Connect with the earth element. Na, 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 na. Move up to the navel, the belly, the abdomen. Fill it with water. Ma, 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 ma. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest, also down the arms and hands and fingers. Set them on fire. She, 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 she. Move up to the throat, the mouth, the nostrils. Connect with the air element or subtle air, prana. Va, 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 va. Now, focus on the two eyes. Keep the eyeballs steady and still. Right and left brain. Connect with the ether, the akash or space. Ya, 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 ya. Now, imagine Dr. Ply appearing before you. Now that you're in a different state of consciousness, you're alert, receive a spiritual light emanating from his form. It embraces you, it enters your eyes. Receive two beams of light in your eyes. This light enters your ears, piercing your eardrums, lighting up the inside of your head and brain. Your neurons fire. Two beams of light shoot up your nostrils where they meet on your forehead. They activate the pituitary and then go deeper into the brain. The pineal, the third eye, responds. A beam of light enters the tongue through the mouth, lights up the tip of the tongue, the middle of the tongue, the back of the tongue, and the throat. And a beam of light comes from above, pierces the top of your skull, enters your brain, fires up your brain, and the whole body lights up. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Now, we'll chant the mantra for Ketu and Rahu. Imagine the head and the tail of the snake energy that is mystical and that will take you into states or dreams or visions of karmas that you've come to explore and to experience tremendous blessings. We'll begin with the head of the snake, Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. 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 Feel the north node of the moon, Rahu's energy, blessings. Now, We'll go to the south node of the moon, the tail end of the snake, the mystical experience, feeling detached. Om Ketave Namaha 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 Om Ketave Namah, 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 Ketave Namam 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 Ketave Namah Om Ketave Namah. Commune with Ketu's energy, blessings, feel the communion, the communication, the connection. Now we'll go to the goddess Durga to help us to experience power and energy of the goddess. The Kundalini, connecting with the Kundalini in the space, outside and inside, deep, deep inside, and deep, deep in the space. A beautiful red goddess, weapons to scare away or to diffuse negative emotions that come up, to be cleared. Om Katyanaya Vidmahe Kanyakumari Dhimahi Tanno Dhargi Prachodayam. Be alert. Om Katyanyaya Vidmahe Kanyakumari Dhimahi Tanno Dhargi Prachodayam. Om Katyanyaya Vidmahe Kanyakumari Dhimahi Tanno Dhargi Prachodayam. Om Dham Durgaye Namaha. Om Dham Durgaye Namaha. Om Dham Durgaye Namaha. Om Dham Durgaye Namaha. Dham Dham Dam 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 Dum 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 Om Dham Durgaye Namaha. Om Dham Durgaye Namaha. Om Dham Durgaye Namaha. Feel the energy of the planetary beings, the influences, Rahu-Ketu, Ganesha, Durga, the overlords. Make a prayer of protection, blessings, a way out of your problems so that you can navigate these 18 months ahead with grace and ease and empowerment, high self-esteem, a win-win for all. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul. Peace to the environment, peace to the world. And just let go of the process. That as you're coming back to yourself, can say a prayer of gratitude to Dr. Ply for guiding your soul to experience some release of maybe some deep-seated dis-ease of the body, the mind, the soul, pain, suffering of yourself or others that you've absorbed through your energy field and you just can't shake it. So hopefully you experience something that has lightened the load and you've received some information that might inspire you to explore more about Rahu-Ketu in a way that works for you. So thanks for joining those of you who need to go. Have an amazing journey this week, and we'll see you next time. And then those of you who are going to stay, whoa, where did we go? So hopefully your experience, as it was for me, I was feeling those energies, Ganesha, Ketu. So Ketu, for those people who just joined now, or sometime where you may have missed that the overlord for Ketu is Ganesha. And then the overlord for Rahu is Durga. So we want to ask those overlords. They're like CEOs. You go to the head boss and just say, make it easy for me. So when you call on those divine beings, you feel it inside of you. So you're welcome to share your experiences on the chat. And I see that there are some questions here as well. So I'll go ahead and I'll respond to those questions for those people who want to stay. This is recorded, so you'll be able to check it out if you got to jump. When it's convenient for you, maybe I think it gets uploaded right away. So in a while, we'll be finished, not too long, and then you can check it out. So let's just look here. Oh, lots of thanks. You're very welcome. What's the link to the daily chanting for the goddess, or where can it be found in Ply Center practice? So I'm not sure, Radha, if you're here. Could you post the link? Or it may be below here. So I see there's a link that Radha has posted, Ply Center Practice. You'll see it on the yellow highlighted Ply Center Practice on the chat. Rahu-Ketu transit ritual information. That's Astrovid, and there may be one through Ply Center as well. But read the blog too. I really, really want you to. I'm just looking on my phone here because I was reading it. It's Ply Center blog, and it's called Rahu and Ketu Change Zodiac Signs in September 2020. And it's written by Swamini Vali Wells, who is a longtime student of Dr. Ply. She's a devotee, also a Ply Center teacher, and a fabulous Vedic astrologer. So if you want to find out how Rahu and Ketu are affecting you, definitely read her blog, and then you can maybe make an appointment with her. We also have another Ply Center teacher who's a Vedic astrologer, Lalita. She is can be accessed. You can get a live astrology consultation with her as well. Or Vijaya Lakshmi is a fabulous Vedic astrologer, and all the astrologers at Astroved are really wonderful. So these are more Western type. They're from the West, so they are Vedic astrologers, but they have the life that we live in the West, or maybe that we're pursuing Western-like lifestyles, even if we are in the East or in the Far East. So it is a Western world that we live in, very cosmopolitan. So, and some people are drawn to that instead of the tradition that they were raised in. They're looking towards, how everyone else is, and I want to explore that. So they can give you some guidance, and that's what we want to do. We want them to throw the light on how these planetary influences are affecting the way we think, the way we feel, our emotions, the way we make decisions, our problems, find us a way out or give us solutions to our problems. How do we navigate it? And then we won't be groping in the dark. So that's what an astrologer does. They help you to study time. What are you thinking? What are you doing? Where do you want to go? So you may do that in a live astrology consultation, or again, there are reports that are written reports by the astrologers, and that will, maybe some people will enjoy exploring that as well. So they will tell you time-based, okay, Rahu's going to be in this nakshatra, and this energy, the star energy is going to be beaming into you, and it's going to cause some problems and also give you some ways out. So we want to avoid the problems. As Dr. Ply says, we want to avoid the problems that lie ahead. We already have enough problems. So, and then to come out of our situation, we want to find a unique or innovative way, a creative way, without suffering. So that's, that blog is really powerful. So it's a Powertime Updates, it's called, and it's on Ply Center blog. So Rahu-Ketu changed zodiac signs in September 2020. And she brings in the science, the cosmic alignment, the mythology, the spirituality, and the practicality. So it's satisfying all those different aspects of how we explore the spiritual path and bring in practical things that you can do to make the changes or go through the transformation with some knowledge and some path ahead of you. So go read that, and then accordingly, it's going to share about how to, call on Durga. And then there are some videos there as well that she's given links to that you can, watch Dr. Ply teaching it and then get that initiation. So, all right, let's get back to this. Fraz is saying here, Perfectly accurate, Sucharita. There was a major life event 18 years ago which made me change and leave my dream career and move to a different life. So again, we don't have to really know how to what all the ins and outs of Vedic astrology. We just have to know, oh, so if this influence is going to be laying down the pathway for me to explore the next 18 months of my life. And the last time it did it, 18 years ago, what was I doing? And then usually with Rahu and Ketu, you will have learned a really powerful lesson. So it can be a career change. It can be a family change. It can be, a marriage or a divorce. It can be something that really rocks you emotionally, like it gets you fired up. And then you make the change and it's shocking to other people and maybe even to yourself. So we don't want you to be freaked out and go, oh my God, I'm going to stick my head in the ground, because it'll still influence you. And you don't want your head to explode underground. You want to be just alert that, hey, this is important. And if I align with this energy, I could find a way out of my problems, because it's a lot of energy. And in the 18 months ahead, we all know how fast time flies. And in 18 months, who am I going to be? If I know that this is going to impact me in a very positive way, I know all the positives. I don't need to focus on the negatives. I know that they're there and I'm going to avoid it, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm going to just focus my energy on what I want to create, because it's going to move me forward in ways that I'm not going to be familiar with. And that's how we evolve, is we kind of have to get shocked into evolving. So Jenny is asking, when is the transit? I thought it was the 23rd. Let me just check on the calendar again. You can go check on Astroved or Ply Center and purchase the download of the Astroved calendar. It's really a powerful tool to have. But it looks like here it's transiting as per the New York Eastern Daylight Savings Time is going to be right on the equinox, autumn equinox, the 22nd. And Ketu is entering Scorpio at 22:08, which is, what is that, 8? No, it's 10:30, 10:08, right? 10:08? Yeah. So it'll be 10:08 p.m. And then Rahu enters Taurus, same time at 10:08 p.m. according to New York time. So, and then at the same time, Mercury is entering Libra, and Libra is the sign that is the scales of balance. So that'll be very interesting, because Mercury is a money planet, and it's in a sign that is ruled by Venus. So Rahu and Venus, and then Venus energy as Mercury, the money planet, Venus is a money planet. You're going to be really thinking a lot about how to get back into proper balance with your finances, and maybe relationships as well, because that's the natural 7th house of the zodiac, 7th sign of the zodiac, Libra is. So you want to make sure that you have good communication, because Mercury is communication. It's about money. So you might have, on the flip side of it, you might have issues with your relationships due to money issues. So we want to really get on the good side of these planetary influences, so that we don't have, an upheaval that's going to be, a terrible experience. We want to have some wisdom. And wisdom is that knowingness that, wow, I have to find out what has been hidden from me, and how I can go to the heavens and say, hey, what happens, what's going to happen to me in 18 months? You'll see it right there. So Ketu Rahu, shake it up, baby. That's what it's all about, so that you can find a way out. And you may have some, bickering and fighting, but it might lead to a healing energy as well. So communication, be careful. Maybe zip it and just listen more. And then see, ooh, I need to find a way out. And then that's where you go to the rituals and remedies, because that's feeding your soul and that's going to help your situation energetically. You won't be able to just do it talking. Maybe it will get to a certain point, but then it's not gonna, it could be a long and drawn out 18 months versus, hey, moving and shaking. So we're always going to the higher intelligence. And then these remedies and services that are offered through Ply Center, you read about it and you go, that resonates with me. I really need this help. So 20 seconds, Sita is saying here, and you are correct. Not sure what you're asking about a call at this time, Christine, but maybe you can explain a little bit more about that or expand on it. Rosie is saying here, do we reincarnate? Absolutely. And we just keep doing the same thing over and over and over. And as we reincarnate, it's not that we, people get really into past lives and future lives and all this thing. It's our soul's journey, and our soul is trying to have an experience here as a human being evolving on the planet Earth, and the Earth evolves as humans evolve. Look at us in the past 100 years, how much we have evolved and how much we have at our fingertips. Never before have we had so much. So now this seems to be a time period where we can really go towards our evolution. And maybe that's why many people are drawn to spiritual path, and technology is there. So it's not like you have to go and sit on the doorsteps of a great master like Dr. Ply and hope he lets you in, like it was in the old days. Or even in this time period of 100 years, if you really wanted to be spiritual, you just went into like an ashram, or you were a nun or a priest, and you just dove into that study and you disconnected from the world. This is not a time perhaps for most of the world that we live in now. And because we're cross-culture, marriages, kids, everything, divorce, remarriage, everything's a bit mixed up, if not a lot. And so we are drawn to teachings through the internet, and we will find out that our soul remembers, for some strange reason, to study under Dr. Ply or any spiritual master. And then it learns something about itself. So, the question of reincarnation, you're incarnating every day. As you wake up off the bed, you're waking up to a new day, a new way of being. So the consciousness is coming through, enlivening your soul, which is hidden in this body like a vehicle. It's just going along the life. It's walking on the earth and doing other stuff too. So the soul is that intelligence that is saying, hey, give me a storyline. And so make me to have a certain body shape, or make me to have certain thoughts or emotions that I want to experience. And then when you come across the teachings, it won't be a question, do we reincarnate? You will just be like, okay, what do I do in this situation that I'm in? And there's something inside of me that's saying, express yourself and clean up, anything that isn't serving you or others. And so we kind of die off to our old ways of being. Look what happens at night when you go to sleep. Where do you go? You're in your bed or wherever you crashed out, but what happens to your brain? What happens to your consciousness? How come people dream? How do we get there? Where are we going? So that part of us disincarnates. Maybe it doesn't. Karna means like the meat body, right? We're carnivores. So we have this meat body, and we disincarnate from it temporarily. So we want to separate ourselves. Or in this meditation, how many of us just all we saw was light, or we went on a journey with the the beings who were showing us or revealing themselves to us, or that energy we had. Maybe we had goosebumps, or we had heat, or we had some message came in. Where did we go? We were just here. So really, I wouldn't get too, caught up on reincarnation and all that stuff. I mean, you can, but just knowing that every day or every breath you take is a reminder that you're alive, not dead. So just keep moving forward. Rosie is also asking here, some of our ancestors are living now if we've reincarnated. Well, as we know through Mahalaya Paksha, the time of the ancestors, we share their DNA. So even though they're dead, we're part of them because our DNA is showing us the nose on our face, maybe the nose that looks like our grandparent. It's an expression of who we are. And then maybe our attributes or qualities, good qualities, not so good qualities, the way we express ourselves, our personality might remind us of our ancestors. So our ancestors are a part of us too. But they can also incarnate as a spirit getting into another gene pool at the same time. And that gets complicated, if not complex. So the incarnation, reincarnation, think of it as your soul is on a journey and it's going to manifest in a physical form that's kind of similar to the way it was previously or in previous lifetimes or journeys. And then yet the time period has changed. And so it's kind of adapted a bit. Hopefully that will answer your question. Sita's saying, too much pain. I beg that all deities take the pain so I can focus on the light entering the entire body. Love to all. Yeah. So hopefully you experience that throughout the meditation. And that's what we want to do. Is pain is an indicator that something's not right. Something's just not right. And we use it as a sign that we got to go and find a way out. So we don't want to look at pain as so bad. It can also be an awakening for us, and we need to wake up. So whether it's financial pain or relationship pain or pain of the body, the mind, pain in the neck, pain in the butt, pain everywhere, when maybe we have a fabulous life and everyone around us is in pain. That's painful. When we can't seem to do anything about it. So the pain is, again, it's a signal to us that, or sign to us that we've got to find a way out. And then don't be overwhelmed. Just do a spiritual practice. The tarpanam is very, very important to do. Like you would brush your teeth, do your tarpanam. So do that, and then chanting the mantras for these spiritual beings. This Rahu-Ketu is going to set the stage for the next 18 months. So don't think, oh yeah, that's just a story. Well, you can, but if you are doing that, you're going to really miss this opportunity to transform your life with them being in their most exalted states. So can be good, even in exaltation, it can be way too much energy. If you're so negative, you might feel like you're crushed. And that might be good for you in a way that you just like, okay, now I need to wake up. Now I need to take charge of my life because I can't go any further. So when we go right to the pain, we have to move right through the pain to see, okay, now I got to do something about this. And being on a spiritual path, it does relieve you of the pain every day. That's why we don't just do spiritual practices because it's, well, something to do. It is because it works. It's something that is going to help you to peel away the layers that are covering up your soul. And when the soul shines through, then people say, wow, what are you doing? You're on fire. Or, wow, you're so light. What did you do? Did you color your hair? Did you lose weight? Or what is it? And maybe nothing changed, but you're just exuding this intelligence that is pouring over into people, and it's a positive experience. Even if you're in COVID, like all of us, like I don't feel so great, but everybody's saying, hey, you're navigating in a way that we're not. And you're like, wow, I really am, because you seem to be pretty miserable and I'm not. So doing your spiritual practice will give you that energy, that light, that intelligence, that even if you're thinking that you're having a bad day spiritually, you're just be able to, move with grace and ease relative to what is going on in the world. So it looks like I've answered all the questions. Faraz is saying, would you recommend that we meditate on the overlords Durga and Ganesha along with Rahu-Ketu during poison and danger times daily to appease them and reduce malefic effects? Absolutely. So people who are just like, what poison, danger? Ah! So there are time shaktis or energy. Shakti means energy. So that there are time energies throughout the day that are favorable and unfavorable. And so you can look at the poison time, which is also known as Rahu Kala. And Rahu, no brainer there. You pray to the planet Rahu, who will help you to transmute something that's going to come out of nowhere and maybe just kind of bite you in the butt or poison the time. So if you're in a meeting and all of a sudden it's going great and you're on the positive side of Rahu and there's innovation and there's creativity and you're manifesting, that's the positive side of Rahu when you're praying to Rahu during Rahu Kala. Kala means time. So there's a time frame. You can find out if you have the Hora Watch or an Astroved app. Panchang is called, or you can just go on to astroved.com and then you'll see Panchang and you will see poison time is Rahu time. And then you can either avoid doing anything that is really important, like signing contracts or having important discussions, communicating with family members, or you just know that this is going to be a tricky time. You feel it. So then start to pray to Rahu. And you can't necessarily cancel the meeting, but if you're praying to Rahu and the overlord Durga, you may all of a sudden get a call and say, oh, it's rescheduled. And you'll be like, yay. So those are times to really call on Rahu and Durga, the overlord. So you're protected, empowered, and things are going to turn out good for you during that 1.5 hours. Not that you have to chant the whole way through. You just can say, oh, whoa, it's coming up. So I'll just pray. It's like a rainstorm is going to happen. It doesn't have to be a scary thing or a bad thing. You just put on your raincoat, take your umbrella, put your boots on, and off you go. So you're protected. It's not going to be the best of the situations because it'd be better if it was sunny and warm and nice. But if there is a cloud and thunder and lightning, then you just govern yourself accordingly. Then Ketu, Ketu is more associated with sun hora or associated with Sundays because Ganesha's energy is there. But if you are, so here's the thing. You're always going to pray to Ganesha anytime you're going to do anything. So even if you go away, you have your lunch, you come back, before you get on the internet or doing whatever it is that you're doing or having a conversation or going anywhere, you just pray to Ganesha, gum, 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 finished. Then you can also pray to Ketu because especially at the start of this transit, you want to get their blessings. You want to say, hey, I'm texting you. How you doing? I don't know who you are, but hey, you're my best friend for the next 18 months. I'm going to get to know you even if you don't think you're my best friend, or I don't know if you're my best friend or not. You'll feel this connection. And then you will want to be praying to Ketu as often as possible to help you to stay detached from your old way of being. So that might be a clue to you as well. Danger time, okay, you can, but danger time is also a time to pray. So danger time meaning Yama time. Yama is known as the god of death. Oh, that's kind of scary. But you can just pranayama is the practice of being in yoga, being in union with God. So just chanting mantras is the perfect way to unite with God, and you die off. You you honor Lord Yama, the god of death, by dying off to trying to figure it all out. So it can be dangerous if you are not calling on these beings for extra support, especially during important times, or if you're going to get on the road or you're going to have a conversation with someone. These are everyday things that you might think, oh, I'm good. I always talk to that person, but it can just be like out of nowhere. Whoa, that was weird. So it doesn't take too much to mess up a relationship or get you're not focused. That's one of the things with danger time. It will make you to feel unfocused. So call on these divine beings. Do any mantra or prayers, especially to Ganesha and Durga. So sorry, I just have this piece of fuzz on my head. There we go. So I hope that answers your question for us. I'm currently working on digital marketing projects, which is an entirely new territory for me, and would like to have some multiverse channeling from Rahu on the path ahead. Absolutely. Call on Ganesha, though. If you're doing anything new, call on Ganesha, because he's going to help you to find a way. He's the first. So you just call on Ganesha, call on Ketu, call on Durga, call on Rahu, and do that for a little while till you get to dial them out. You know who they are, and then you can just send them an emoji text. So, call on them every day until you feel that energy or you've connected with that energy inside of you. And how that will manifest is you'll feel this, like I feel confident. I feel hopeful. I don't feel hopeless. Or I'm not distracted by all the fear or the anxiety or the anger, frustration that I felt. And then I'm also being attracted to that. I've cut the ties to that. And then I focus on what I want to manifest. Eva's saying, did you say we might be feeling the Ketu Rahu energy already? Yes. I've been having relationship issues due to money for the past week. Oh, there you go, Eva. It's going to be happening for 18 months. So don't be stressed about it. It's a sign that, okay, something's not right. So now go into it more. Read about Rahu-Ketu. Get on that blog. It's a fabulous blog. And knowledge is power. It empowers you. It's not about, oh, I know something better than you. It's about you knowing something for you. And then that you're feeding your soul, which will find a way out for you. And then connecting with Ganesha, Ketu, Rahu, Durga will clean up the relationship, because Durga removes dukkha, which means suffering of any kind. And Durga's really great for relationships, especially really close, tightly knitted relationships, spousal relationships, bickering and fighting with kids or siblings or parents, people who are around for your whole life. Even if you run away from them, they are going to be pinging you in the ether. So we want to detach from all of the drama and then get that empowerment and healing relationship, healing energy from Durga. So call on Durga, Eva. Can you have two souls in one body? It's an interesting, you can Google it. I would just pay attention to one for now. Cinema is saying here, there's supposed to be a continuation of nightly goddess Draupadi chanting calls. Who should we contact for the Zoom link details? We don't know about that, although I heard about it too. So it will be announced. And then when we're doing our free nightly calls, we'll also remind everyone. You're welcome, Faraz. All right, so we've come to the bottom of the chat. I hope that this has been helpful for you guys, and that it was going to be something that you want to pay attention to, because it's going to be setting the stage for you to really rock in your life for the next 18 months. You're going to create a whole new way of being and navigating, finding ways out of your current situation, and then new ways to express yourself, whether that's financially free of the problems, the harms and hurdles, or find a creative way out of it. Getting the advice from those who are professionals who you maybe thought, oh, I'm too afraid to tell them. The whole world is messed up, so don't worry about it. Everybody's in the same boat. And these divine beings will find you the right person who's compassionate, who you want to have a good experience with, as opposed to a karmic mosh pit experience that you have been in. Look back to 18 years ago, whether that was finances, relationship, and so on, health, wealth, and your well-being. That's what we want. We want healthy, wealthy, happy, and wise is the energy we want to experience, because the world is going to be the way the world is going to be. We just got to know how to get the divine support, and this is the way. So for us, is saying, if it's feasible, may I request Dr. Ply to consider doing courses on Lord Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu? They impact our lives so much, it could help us to be equipped. Yeah. So right now, the courses for Rahu and Ketu for us are to put into your own practice. And then maybe you can get a Vedic astrology consultation or a report and find out what you need to do as far as home practices, or it can be that you're going to explore Ganesha courses, because that's the overlord of Ketu, and then or Durga in Navaratri. So those will be, see, Dr. Ply doesn't just have courses as in what's available in Apply Center Academy course. It can be the course in which you're going to navigate, the course that you're going to set forth in your life, and then how he will empower you. See, gurus or spiritual masters, they want to shake it up all the time. So Rahu Ketu energy can be really shaky. So it might be that you go to the overlord. It's too much. So you go to the overlord and immerse yourself in Ganesha courses, or immerse yourself in goddess courses. And then Saturn, well, Saturn is going to be transiting. I'm going to talk about that next week. So it's good that you're asking about it. And the overlord for Saturn is Hanuman. So maybe there might be a Hanuman course coming out. But definitely, if you want to go into the study of Vedic astrology, starting with the free information, that's a course. That's how you study these planets and these planetary beings. And then you apply it to your own life. And then it might even, because of where Ketu is, it's mastered that energy. So you might find that you have done that in a previous lifetime, and then it's revisiting now in this time space continuum, and you might explore astrology. It's hidden from most people, meaning that it's out there, but you can't figure it out, how to apply it in life. So that might be something that you're interested in exploring, or at least getting, some, consultation or reports, as we mentioned. All right. So come to the bottom, and we're at the top of the hour. So I guess we're going to say goodbye for now. It's been great. I hope that you will consider joining the live calls that will be free. So check out Ply Center, and you'll see community calls, free, goddess, everything. And then there's going to be webinars with Dr. Ply, and webinars with Lakshmi, Gina, and calls with myself. I'm going to be part of that free call service, which I'm so excited about, because I love this time of the goddess. It's so much energy and so much joy and happiness. And we will feel so much better having that available and making it available for people, especially when it's going to be pretty tumultuous. We don't need anybody to forecast it. We feel it. We already know so much going on in the world. It's a powder keg, you know, it's gonna explode. Not in a war necessarily, but it's something has to be shaken up. And maybe Rahu and Ketu will be showing that us too, what as a global community of evolving souls, knowingly or unknowingly, we're going to go through it. So there can be a very, whoa, where are we going now? Just like COVID, what the heck? How did that come out? Why are we doing this? You know, what's our new normal? So Rahu Ketu will share about that. So Laura's saying here, the teaching about the planets is on Ply Center Astroved. Go on to Astroved. You can go into Astropedia. You can find out, you know, using your own birth information, your own birth chart, how to navigate with the planets and so on. And I think you've had astrology consultations. So, you know, you can ask the astrologer, maybe send an email and say, how can I learn more about this? But you will also just naturally, you will just go to the YouTube. There's fabulous astrologers on the YouTube, and they make it very simple, and you will be drawn to those types of astrologers. Okay. That's it. I'm done. So thank you so much, everyone. God bless you all. Have an amazing journey this week, especially with Rahu Ketu. Chant till you feel them and you've connected with them. Put them in your contacts, in your contact list, and then you'll be able to text message them anytime in a divine way, of course. And then Ganesha, Durga, always, 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 to protect you, to guide you, to help you to find a way out, to feel empowered and feel loved and unconditionally. So God bless. Thanks to Dr. Ply for bringing us together again to experience something that's going to light up the path, and so we won't be groping in the dark. All right. God bless you all. Namaste.